Welcome back to the Pluto Sphere.
Connecting decentralized technologies to the global economy.
We're here to bring you the latest from the leading commanders in the crypto space.
This week, we welcome our guests, Alexander Lim and Argy Simpson, co-founders of Battle of the Guardians. This is the first real-time multiplayer NFT fighting game.
Battle of the Guardians, as Asa said, is a real-time multiplayer NFT fighting game developed in Unreal Engine and built on the Solana Network. Players engage in a fierce multi-realm battles in an expansive game world. Battle of the Guardians is a one-on-one game where players are in constant battle to defeat other players to earn more rewards. So guys, let's start. How did this idea come about? How did you guys come up with the idea for Battle of Guardians?
Hi guys. So everyone here from our side, we're really big fans of fighting games. We've been playing games for God knows how long. And we've been through all the phases of gaming, including the golden age of fighting games, which is around the 2000s. If you might or might not remember, yeah, lots of games, fighting games came out during then, and I want to say I played most of them. I wouldn't say I was good, but I did play most of them. So, and I do still play fighting games today, and you know, this is an opportunity for me, who is both a gamer and a fighting game player, to create my own and make my mark on this space.
Fantastic. Yep. So you've got three models of play, which is PvE, PvP, and also tournament. Can we discuss a little bit about those and how they differentiate in the game?
So basically, I think as far as fighting game goes, those three are pretty much staple game modes for fighting games. So again, PvE, or if you're a fighting game player, this would be more of an arcade mode. You're going to be fighting against computers of varying difficulty. The more you fight, the more difficult it goes. That's PvE.
Yeah.
PvE is your bread and butter fighting modes. So PvP will have you paired up against someone else of hopefully a similar skill level. Sometimes, the algorithm gives you a slightly more difficult, or maybe a really difficult player, but hopefully more on to your skill level player. So that's PvP. And then tourney or tournament mode is, again, it's pretty, I think like all fighting games have this, but we do. So basically in tournament modes, you're going to be paired up with 8, 16, or 30 players in a tournament bracket. And basically you're going to fight each other, and basically the first person to win all their fights and knock out all the other fighters wins the big reward pool.
Amazing. Talking about timelines, when are you going to be releasing PvE first and then PvP? What are we looking at?
Right. So according to our timeline, we are releasing the game in 3 stages. So there's version 1, version 2, and version 3. Version 1 will be PvE first, because we want, first of all, we want players to get accustomed to our game. Like every time you do fighting game, of course, people are going to rush in and try out their, all the characters and figure out which one is their favorite. And it'll also give players time to get accustomed to the movesets, the techniques, the special abilities.
Yeah, the controls as well.
Yeah, give them time to practice before they get bite into real stuff with its PvP mode.
Got you.
So version 1 will be PvE. Version 2 is when players get to really chomp it out on players.
Are you going to have sort of different themes for the different versions of the game? So obviously the first one, it's going to be the initial theme that you bring out, and then is the artwork going to gradually change as you add more towards the game?
Of course. So currently we are, of course, always working on the game. So currently we have, I think we have about 20 playable characters right now. So as between now and then, we'll be adding more and more. So of course, the themes will overall change as the game progresses.
And then, so you've also got obviously the changes in the games, and you've got 3 different tokens within the game. So are they going to be introduced slowly, or 3, or is it 1? I think you've got B.
So there are two tokens. There are 2 tokens.
Yeah. So are they going to be introduced together? One's going to be a governance token, and one's going to be sort of the earning token, or how's that going to pan out?
Right. So just to reiterate, we do have two tokens. We have a BGS or Battle Guardian share. That is going to be our primary token, the ones you can stake and the ones you will use for governance. And we will have a secondary token. And this is more of an in-game currency token. We call them FP. And both will be available on launch.
Can you give our sort of our followers a little like overview as to the theme of Battle of Guardians? What's the storyline?
So Battle Guardians. So we have a little background for Battle Guardians. So in Battle Guardians, basically in the beginning, there were two races. There were humans and there were guardians. And guardians, basically, they're a lot more powerful, they're a lot more knowledgeable, and they acted as overseers, as guiders, as guardians, essentially, to humans, to our more primitive humans. And humans, of course, in turn, looked up to them and they worshiped them as gods. So over time, guardians and humans lived coexistingly. And over time, humans grew with the guardians and their knowledge grew and their technology grew. And slowly but surely, they've begun to cut off the guardians. They've begun to phase them out from their life, from their history, from their culture, because they didn't need to rely on guardians all that much anymore. Now, at some point, humans found what we can say is the portal to hell.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. So they've dug up an artifact, a huge circular artifact. And of course, humans, after doing a little bit of research and, not much thinking, they turn it on. They turn on the portal to hell. The repercussions is that hordes of demons came out, swarmed humanity, and basically raised civilizations as we know it. And as the hope of humanity was about to be snuffed out, the Guardians came back. And that is the premise for Battle of Guardians. It is a fight for humanity's survival.
Cool. Amazing. So you've got some super exciting sort of features of the game, one of which, can we talk about your NFT synthesis?
NFT synthesis here is actually one of our features that controls the rarity of our NFT character inside of the game. So basically, by using the NFT synthesis feature, you can combine 3 of your same characters from the same tier. As you can see, if you may know, we have tiers inside of our game. We have elite fighters, legendary warrior, and of course, on top of it all is the God of War. And if you can combine 3 of the same characters, say elite fighters, you can combine them, you can synthesize them, and those NFT characters will be burnt, thrown out of the system. And in return, you will obtain that same character of 1 tier higher, which in this case, you will obtain 1 legendary warrior. So players can actually do this if they happen to have a lot of NFT characters that they don't play as much, and they would like to have a bit of a little more return out of it from playing the game. So they can synthesize them, obtain a new character, and play the game so they don't waste a lot of unplayed characters, things like that.
So in terms of the NFTs and renting them out as well, with the in-game features that you've just mentioned, how do you think that that's going to help grow the ecosystem around the game? Because obviously not everyone can afford to get their own NFT, especially after they've been minted and hit the market. But how about renting them out? Do you think that that's going to have a massive impact on you guys as well?
Yes, of course. That's actually what was going on in our minds when we decided to have the NFT renting feature. Is that we understand that not a lot of players or not a lot of NFT owners have the time to play their characters, or not a lot of players have the capital to pay to buy NFTs. Yeah. And with that in mind, we create this NFT renting feature inside of the smart contracts, so that players or owners of NFT characters can rent their characters if they don't like playing it, or they're not good at it. They can spare it, give it to someone else, and of course have a return from that renting mechanism.
Fantastic.
And yeah, that's a win-win solution for both parties, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the moment, it's so important to have them into the smart contract. So, people can just sort of use the game whenever they enter the space, but it never actually comes up on their OpenSea account or anything like that. It's literally just rent it for the amount of time that you put in for. It's just fantastic. So maybe we can talk about your experience that you're having with one of our main partners, which we love, Good Games Guild. How did that come about? How are you guys getting on with them? Have you seen an influx of the traction you're going to be expecting? Tell us about that relationship. We're really excited.
Right. So our partnership with Good Games Guild came to a surprise as well. We were working on our game, and we haven't really told anyone. We haven't really told anyone yet about BOG. And then I believe one of the co-founders of BOG was your contact, right, Argy?
Yes.
So basically, since Alex and I both reside in Jakarta, Indonesia, that's how we met. We have a mutual friend, and we onboard Orlando, which is one of our co-founders as well. He is the owner of our in-house game studio, actually. Yeah. And we decided to slap one of his games onto the blockchain side, and then once we were working on this, my friend, actually, one of the co-founders of GGG, Wilson, is the one who contacted me first and decides to create a partnership with us and make us their first incubation project.
Oh, the first ever. That's amazing.
Yeah, so we're their pilot project essentially. And I have to say that working with Wilson has been amazing. He has opened so many doors for us in terms of partnership, VCs, right, suggestions and advice as well. I believe our tokenomics was an absolute mess before Wilson came along and saved that one as well.
Yeah, no, he's incredible to deal with. I mean, I've dealt with him personally many times. And it's hard to find someone in this space that's so responsive, for one, but also someone that's got the level of work ethics from the traditional market and brings it into this space. You know, so many people in crypto are just really, super lazy. They're like, oh, I've got a good project, give me the time of day. But people really just need to carry on grafting for this to be built bigger and bigger and bigger. So Wilson is a pioneer for that, definitely. So the Solana Network, we love. I was actually at the Breakpoint Solana event in Lisbon.
I heard about that. Yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't make it because we're all hands on deck right now. So unfortunately, we couldn't make it to the
definitely.
event.
I think it was for people that are looking to decide which blockchain they want to build on. There was a lot of hackathons, which are so exciting. You go through and you have all these people previewing their game and how it works on the big screen, and then there's like, say out of 15 people, there's like 2 or 3 that actually get a grant from Solana to like go forward, and it's really, really good for that start off. I want to get my name out there. I've got a cool project, but how do I do it? So absolutely love that. But how did you guys get onto Solana? What was your thought process behind it? Are you planning on building sort of cross-chain, or is it just going to be Solana for now?
Right. So basically, there's 2 very good reasons why we latched on to Solana. And the first reason is because Solana has absolutely minute transaction fees compared to like, Ethereum or anything else, right? Solana's transaction is a fraction of anything.
Yeah,
it's like pennies or even a fraction of pennies, essentially. And the number 2 reason we picked Solana is because Solana has a fantastic capacity to compute transactions all at once.
Yeah.
And I believe how fast they deal transactions per second exceeds Visa's own capacity as well. So yeah, those are the 2 main reasons why we picked Solana. And as for going on other blockchains, going cross-chain, we have talks within us. So we might also be going onto the BSC chain as well. So we might go cross-chain. Yeah.
I just saw, who was it that's just done a partnership with them? BSC and huge one.
Not sure.
No, I can't remember. Someone told us, but really, really expecting a lot out of BSC at the moment. They obviously had issues with their bridge, but it's all back up and running now, and hoping to see a lot more come out of that. A lot of games are actually building on BSC, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see you guys go over there as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that when you started, you're on Solana for the gas fees. But yeah, you go over to
right, gas fees, right? Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Like we had an anime earlier, and someone asked you, yeah, why Solana? It's like, yeah, because gas fees. Who wants to pay $150 on per transaction, right?
Oh my god, I was trying to mint last week. I was in Miami, and we were like. Which, by the way, when you're minting things over on EST time, it's like the middle of the day. You don't have to be up in the middle of the night. It's really nice. Because everything happens on American time, right? But yeah, no, we were minting, can't remember who it was, but it was on ETH. And I wanted to mint 5, I think, NFTs. It was going to cost me $1,600.
Only for the gas?
Yeah, just for gas fees.
Yeah. So in the end, I was like, I'm going to do like maybe 3. To be honest, it was more of a support. It was one of my friends who was actually minting their project. And I was like, I really want to mint for him, because like I love the project, but it's about, mass adoption, of course. And I have lots of belief that it's going to be amazing. So I did do 3 in the end, but God, I was like, Jesus, this is just crazy gas fees. This is why people are moving elsewhere, but yeah, I know, it's a Solana. I think loads of games are coming out in Solana at the moment anyway. Like, it's a really popular chain.
It's picking up. Yeah, we're not the only title, and I doubt we'll be the last. So I'm sure there'll be more and more games of Solana coming soon as well.
Yay. So watch the space. We previously spoke about Good Girls Guide. Argy, am I right in thinking that you were actually tutored by Wilson when you first got into the sphere? And Alex, you've got a background in computer science, you majored in cybersecurity. Let's talk about you guys both and how you ended up in crypto.
All right, how about you go first, Argy?
Basically, as you may know, I have actually an engineering background. So I pursue industrial engineering major here in Indonesia, but since high school, actually, I've met Wilson, and he's the one who introduced me about the blockchain and also the cryptocurrency. That's actually when we started trading Bitcoins and Ethereum. I think it was like, I don't know, $300 or something.
Oh, you were broking it. Were you Bitcoin?
Yeah, but and then in 2017, he told me a lot more of like the in-depth of it, like how you the concept of bridges and also the multi-chains and all sorts of things, and then he started to introduce me to several projects from 2017, such as the ICOs, where people start to build exchanges and things like that. Following the projects, and then we entered the bear market, right, in 2018, and then now following after that we have DeFi and also GameFi until today. And Wilson have been updating me about my knowledge ever since, and now, as I've managed to review some of those projects, I've learned enough, I believe, and I wanted to start a project, and here we are having Battle of Guardian.
You get the bug, you're like, oh my gosh, I could build this. I could be a part.
Yeah, precisely, things like that.
That's such a compliment as well to you, Alex. That's fantastic that you've encouraged, obviously, other people into the space. That's what it's all about. It's amazing. So how did you sort of enter into crypto gaming? Obviously, you've been gaming forever, like you said earlier.
Okay, so mine's a little bit of more of a leap rather than a ascend or a descend. Okay, so just a little bit myself. I am a computer science major. So I specialize in network security. So I did spend like 3 or 4 years, actually a little bit more actually, studying. I also did after I graduated, I did help around for a bit, studying blockchain and helping with professors for a while. And I also did teach to children as well at some point. So at some point I was running several jobs, teaching to people, undergraduates, and then teaching to kids as well. Kids are more on the programming side, but I had a knack for speaking for a long period of time. Honestly, like if you've ever taught children, you need to have a lot of patience.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. Cool. So you guys are obviously huge in this space. I mean, your connections are wild, especially with people like us and GGG and all of the other people that are coming on. It's just epic. We're really, really excited to be a part of what you're doing. What are the best channels, really? Obviously, you guys are on Discord. You're doing a lot on Telegram, Twitter. What are your best channels for people to come and follow you on?
Okay, so we have several channels. I think the best one would be to go to our announcement channels on Telegram.
Yeah. We
also have a Telegram chat. That's not as informative. If you want to go for fastest information, announcement channel is the best. Mm-hmm. We also have a Twitter where we announce all sorts of things as well. We recently had an airdrop event. I think we just finished.
Oh.
And that garnered a lot of comments, a lot of retweets, a lot of people joining us. I think it was just just I think just a little over 70,000 people joined that airdrop.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Have
a great evening.
Bye.
Thanks so much for joining us watching. And thanks Alex and Argy for coming on. We'll be back with more from the galaxy of Pluto soon. So don't forget to give us a like
and give us a share
and subscribe.